What's up, my friends? Quick update on the enormous piranha enclosure that we're building. And now it's back to the construction. As you can see, I have gotten most of the, let's just say, shape of the frontal wall. Anyway, my friends, so I don't want to get too excited about this entire unveiling, but I did come across bigger glass panels. They're 103 by 32.5, so 4 inches or so taller than the fish tank that I'm working with. Not to mention the side panels are only 23 inches, so that would make more of furring out the wall and everything else that was explained. I actually took a piece off because I did find that I had to make some adjustments because the length of the front glass will be now longer than 72 inches as the tanks are 72 inches. So if I can give it a few more inches, 76, I can push the glass even further forward. You know, like I said, give it even more dimension. I think that a little bit of adjustment and obviously the additional 4 inches of depth will result in like 200 plus gallons. So you can imagine every inch is almost 100 gallons of much of space, you know. So at this point, I think I'm approaching 1,500. I will calculate it later with the calculator. A little bit, you know, more with a more precision obviously involved, that I'll have the exact dimensions and such. But you got to remember the displacement as well, because I will be installing decor, putting tree stumps and whatever. Don't want to give out too much secrets, but you kind of get the idea by looking at my other fish tanks. I'm going for the natural look, obviously, but on a grander scale. So, as I said, the displacement of rocks, decor, anything else that I'll place will take away from the gallons. So any gallons I can gain now is definitely going to help retain the open space feel and obviously the proper amount of gallons per fish as I'm going to introduce both of the packs into that enclosure. I gotta tell you, I wish it was coming along faster, but just think of it this way. It was meant to be to maybe go a little slower, because now I found the perfect sheet of glass that I can actually afford. Listen, the glass is out there, and if you have the moolah, go out there and get it and build whatever you want, or have someone build it for you even. I'm working with what I have, and what I had was, let's just say, felt, you know, a little short to achieving what I was hoping for, what I was looking forward, or what I imagined, envisioned. And now that I found this, you know, longer piece of glass, several of them, I'll be able to, you know, add that much more to the entire project to better illustrate the natural, you know, order of living among creatures that basically inhabit waterways all around the world, whether it's piranhas or other kind of, you know, species of fish that you decide to keep and, you know, take care of and everything else. I just simply encourage you guys to do the best you can, not the minimal, but the best you can. So instead of having 15 fish tanks, have 2, maybe 3, but really good ones. I have more fish tanks over there, you guys know already. There's a Caribe, 4 juvenile rescue Caribe, which are almost 6 inches now. And my faithful red rooster, Red Oscar, who grew up, actually was raised with the juvenile, with the original adult piranhas. More on him, there's a playlist if you'd like to check it out. Aside from the DIY projects, which are also on a completely different list, from building your own heating for the, you know, aquarium for the fish tanks that is actually outside of the fish tank, so you don't have to worry about anything breaking or, you know, whatever, electrocuting, things like that. Not to mention piranhas and other type of fish are very sort of violent feeders, and they can, you know, move things about and cause such, you know, damage, and then obviously their demise. So take from building heaters, canopies, even stands, all the way to, you know, fabricating your own 3D decor. There's various techniques, I gotta tell you. I just learned another one using foam, spray foam, which expands, hardens, and then you can kind of carve in. And I'm actually considering that route this time with this fish tank, because buying the sheets, as I did before, of the insulation and scraping and everything else. The toughest part was adhering it, make sure that everything stays together, especially since I was combining 2 sheets together. Siliconing them and even using screws and all that stuff. So seeing that the spray foam may work to the advantage because I can pre-shape, you know, whatever I want it to be, thickness, texture, and so forth, and then sculpt it later. I might go that route. And with that being said, can't wait to show you what I have envisioned for this new enclosure. Like I said before, hang on. This is a massive tank now, and with the extra 4 inches of height, as you can see, the tape ends right here. This will be one massive open, you know, window from this side, obviously the front, and then this side as well. So you have at least three different angles to look at, and then obviously from the top as well, which I'll try to keep it open, as I said, and incorporate to the room and into the decor of the fish tank and so forth and so on. Little waterfalls, whatever I can come up with and manage. But the concept, or you know, the idea, as I say, the vision that I have for it is still in my mind, and you guys gonna have to wait and see. Joey, DIY King of DIY, he's doing something similar, meaning he's incorporating decor from the fish tank that actually kind of incorporates or interacts with the rest of the room. And lucky for him, he's got Aqua Decor building some awesome, you know, really probably one of a kind, a very authentic, realistic 3D background. Not so fortunate here, although if you do want to achieve really realistic, I mean, just mind-blowing, not to mention really way to transform the tank. I mean, without the plants, just a little bit of plants and a few other touches, you can really create amazing, spectacular habitats for your fish by using 3D backgrounds such as Aqua Decor. And I'm sure that you can find it online, aquadecor.com, whatever, and it costs, you know, appropriately, I should say, appropriately to the quality that they offer. I mean, if you don't believe me, go check out Joey's, you know, tanks. He's got several of them. Some of the newest that they have came up with, floating rocks and whatnot. It looks really fantastic. And even my buddy IFG, I gotta say, he's got probably one of the oldest, or now I wouldn't say oldest, but he's one of the, you know, first guys that I saw when I joined in FishTube, YouTube, and I saw a lot of, you know, the hobbyists or aquarists that have tanks, and I noticed his, and because of the background is the reason I started following him. So like I said, Aqua Decor is definitely the leading manufacturer of making super realistic backgrounds. But if you don't have, you know, a few $100 to really equip the fish tank, which I'm telling you is worth it, you can make your own styrofoam, or now the spray foam, expendable foam that works fantastic. You know, as far as making your own 3D background, a little more work with acrylic paint, cement, and then sealer, and you're good to go. And I guess the most attractive thing about making your own is that it's unique, one of a kind. No one else has one. So anyway, you have options to basically make a fantastic fish tank, not just for the fish, because they will certainly enjoy it better than a glass prison that, you know, you see a lot of the, you know, fish keepers saying, oh, look at the clean look. Clean look of what? Glass and water and equipment sticking out, cables and wires and anyway, that's not what the fish would consider home. I certainly don't like looking at it myself. This I can stare at for hours, and I have. Believe me, I am here all the time enjoying this, you know, a little bit of, you know, nature, but it's still a bit of I would say that, you know, maybe not art entirely, but definitely great effort and well spent. So that's it, my friends. I just wanted to bring you along to show you what it takes or what it involves to, you know, be an aquarist, fish keeper, or the hobby that you speak of. I call it occupation. As you can see, it takes a tremendous amount of effort to make something right, to make something good, or do it correctly. And a lot of times people want all the benefits without the effort, without the work. Therefore, I encourage you to perhaps just tune in and check out, what we're doing up to if you don't have the energy, time, or just simply not equipped to handle, big tanks, multiple tanks, but still enjoy it. So stop by anytime. And like I said, the panels are smaller, so I don't want to fur out even more and lose the, visibility or the open window and build more walls. That's not the point here. These 32.5-inch tall or high by 103, which I'll have to cut down to 76, gives me even more to work with than the original, glass from the scrap tank, the 210 that busted, and I was going to reuse it. This way I'll be able to build it taller and a little bit, longer in the front, therefore utilizing even more space. Not sure how that's going to calculate into the volume, but somewhere around 1250, I guess, at this point. And I can't wait to bring it here. I'm waiting for the more or less email back to where I'm headed for pickup and such, but everything is already arranged. So I'm super excited. I'm going to show you real close what I'm talking about as far as taller glass. I marked it with the tape. I don't know if you can see it, but basically previous height and today's height. So gaining 4.5 inches in depth or visibility. That way the tank will appear even taller, more open space. So really happy about that. The price also was very reasonable for a brand new sheet of glass, and maybe two. I've been thinking about doubling it up, like 2 1/2-inch, and see if that works out for like extra integrity. But I think 1/2-inch it'll be fine as long as I have the brace on top. There should be no bowing and no leakage or anything like that. All right, my friends. I don't want to bore you too much with this, but this is what's up. We're updating and constantly moving forward. Luckily, something better came along, so will be improvements to the tank as we're building it. Better now than after it's already constructed. As I said, I was always thinking about upgrading to taller, bigger space, but didn't think it was going to come this soon. So awesome. Additionally to that, if you haven't been, if you're first time here, my name is Marek. Everyone calls me Bear and Bearski. This is my cave. This is where I keep my piranha fish, and building a new, bigger enclosure for them, as I will be merging the juvenile rescues as well as my adults, now original piranhas that I bought originally, little tiny guys, merging them, putting them together as those 2 packs will become one in this massive enclosure. Looking forward to it, and as I noticed a lot of you as well, so stay tuned, tune in, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you want to be prompt about any updates. Other than that, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.